Welcome to another edition of Hashtag She Talk. It is where I, MalaniKai, go one-on-one with prominent women from various walks of life. Our next guest, she is the wife of the most powerful man in the state of Georgia. Her name is Marty Kemp, First Lady of Georgia, joins us. First Lady Kemp, thank you so much for being with us.
I'm so excited to be with y'all. Thank you.
Well, we're talking about the UGA Bulldogs national champs. First Lady Kemp was out there saying, "Go Dogs, go Dogs." Probably weren't doing it like that, but you were a cheerleader for UGA. How big, and you're alumni as well, how big of a deal is it for you as an alumni and former cheerleader for the Bulldogs to be national champions?
Oh, my gosh, it's a super big deal. Back in 1980, though, I was 13, so I wasn't actually cheering for the national champions. I was cheering for them, but not necessarily on the sidelines. I cheered in the Sun Bowl in 1985 and actually took my jacket to Indianapolis so that I could bring some good luck to them, I thought. And I think it worked pretty well, so we're awfully proud of them. And, you know, it's just proud to be a Bulldog and always support them. Grew up in a home that my dad told us that when we were little that if we cut ourselves, we would bleed red and black, and I literally believed him. So I've been a diehard dog all my life. And so my girls are, Brian is, so we're just tickled to death to go celebrate with them tomorrow. I'm so proud of them.
It's Hashtag She Talk. We have the honor of speaking with the First Lady of Georgia, Marty Kemp. Speaking of the Bulldogs, when you look at the Atlanta Braves winning and also UGA winning, and you being a part of that family, telling us how excited you are, there's something here called like the Atlanta curse. Do you think the Georgia sports team curse is over?
Absolutely. I'm so excited that we got through that Alabama game and that the Braves won. I mean, it's just a great time to be in Georgia, as always. It's a great state, greatest state in the country. We all know that. But I do believe the curse is gone and everybody can take a deep breath and just it's time to celebrate now.
We're talking to First Lady Marty Kemp here on Hashtag She Talk. Speaking about Georgia being a great state, you pretty much said it. Is it the best state in America? If so, why?
It is the greatest state. You know, we've got everything from the mountains to the shore to one of my favorite spots in the state is Ossabaw Island, a barrier island off of Savannah. And, you know, we have so much to offer here. And, of course, you know, we have the greatest governor in the country and the greatest first family, I would agree. But, you know, it's a great state to have so much to offer.
We are on the phone with the First Lady of Georgia, Marty Kemp, sharing with us on Hashtag She Talk. Tell us about what it was like growing up in your home as a child.
Well, my dad was a state rep from when I was 10 years old to 20. And we went through, you know, raising the drinking age from 18 to 19 to, you know, he served for 10 years. And it was a lot different. I didn't pay attention to it probably. It's like being a child as being the wife. But I ran around the halls up here at the state capitol, you know, having no idea that later in my lifetime I would be up here actually representing the state. And, you know, it's really a little surreal. But I still run into people around the state that served with my dad, and I wish my father was still alive so that he could be enjoying. I could be calling him and talking to him about certain things that are going on. I don't know that he'd believe everything we've been through. But he was a huge support and just, you know, always told me to respect people and be kind, and that's what I've always done. And if you find out a problem that you need to take care of and help people with, that was the right thing to do, and to do the right thing.
We're on the phone with the First Lady of Georgia. Honored to have her, Marty Kemp. It's 2022. Up for re-election is your husband.
Yes, ma'am.
What's something about your husband, or two things, could be one or two, that you admire?
Oh, my goodness. His dedication and hard work. You're not going to ever outwork him, which inspires the girls. That we have three daughters, 22, 21, and 19. And, you know, we ran as a family. I mean, we support each other. We support him wholeheartedly. And he's a very hard worker. I've grown up knowing him since, I think our families grew up together, so I've known him all of his life. And he's always been that way. He's always been a hard worker. He does what he says. And that's what I've always respected about him the most. And he's really a good guy. And that's certainly that's why I fell in love with him and married him. But we're very proud of him, and we're going to keep working hard to get him reelected.
Speaking of falling in love, this is totally off the script. How did you meet? How did you meet Governor Brian Kemp?
Well, funny story I like to tell everybody. We're both from Athens. He was 2 years older than me. We both went to Clark Central. Never dated in high school. We dated once in college, and we finally decided that, you know what, we were the last two people in Athens that weren't married. So we went out on a date to see Top Gun. Neither one of us had seen it. We saw it at the Dollar Movie. And, the rest is history.
The rest is history. Governor Brian Kemp,
right.
Now in his fourth year as governor of the great state of Georgia. We're being joined on hashtag She Talk, Word on the Street, WSB Radio, by his wife, who went on her first date with him at Top Gun at the Dollar Theater. She's here with us. She is the First Lady. Let me ask you this, Marty. Is being the First Lady of Georgia, in your opinion, a title or a responsibility?
Well, to me, to me, it's a responsibility. I mean, it is a title, but it's what you do with that title, and you have a responsibility to represent the people of the state of Georgia, and that's what you should do, and represent the whole state of Georgia. And that's what I feel like we've been doing.
And we're on the phone again with Marty Kemp. She's the First Lady of the great state of Georgia, the wife to Governor Brian Kemp. You seem, from what I know, it's my first time talking to you, you seem like a faith-based family. If so, tell us how
Absolutely.
Faith plays a role in your life personally.
Well, faith is it's a huge, it's the number one thing in my life. And, during the campaign, I would pray every morning, sometimes obviously multiple times a day, that, the good Lord would, before I even got out of bed, the good Lord would walk with me, push me, pull me, carry me, do whatever it took to get through the day. Because, to be honest with you, we had all the odds against us to run for governor. And, the good Lord has a plan, and we know that, and I've learned it even more so now, that we are living what he has asked us to do, and he never gives you more than you can handle. And so the girls and I, we do pray a lot. It's important. People tell us around the state that they pray for us, and we feel it. And we know that he's not going to give us anything we can't handle.
Well, sounding like a preacher there, First Lady. Pass the offering plate.
We preach a little bit.
First Lady Marty Kemp joining us on hashtag She Talk, Word on the Street on WSB Radio. One of the reasons, aside from you being the First Lady of the state of Georgia, but one of the reasons why I want you on, in addition to that, is you are a part of initiatives that are very dear and close to my heart. We are in January. It is National Human Trafficking Awareness Month, and I have been watching you for some time just throw yourself into work to try to help stop human trafficking. Why did you get involved?
Well, we've been traveling around the state campaigning for 2.5 years. And when we were elected, I say that because as we were a family that was elected to serve the great state of Georgia. But we went to a press conference at Atlantic Station, and they had 72 school buses, which represented the 3,600 kids that are taken into human trafficking a year just in the state of Georgia. And we were all looking at each other like, we've been traveling all around. We have not heard one thing about this. So I, asked the team to look into it. The Super Bowl was coming. The more we learned about it, the more I just was passionate that we have to help the voiceless, which I'm also a huge advocate for helping animals and promoting Georgia Grown. But human trafficking was something that I'm very passionate about, just learning more about it. You've got to help people that, can't help themselves. And so we traveled around for a year and just to learn what everybody was doing in the state. And we knew that education and awareness was the most important thing because there were so many people that said that doesn't happen here. And I said, yes, it does. The statistics said that it was in like 146 out of 159 counties. But I just kept saying, no, it's in 159 out of 159 counties. We just hadn't been able to recognize it. So we got a 30-minute training module that Brian strongly encourage state employees to take. And we have just had really great results from people that took the training, know what to look for in their daily lives, and they have really helped people. So, can you imagine saving someone's life by taking a 30-minute training? So we go around and encourage people to do that. And we can share that with you as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. We will share that information, and we'll also post it as well. I saw it on the website. Again, it's National Human Trafficking. Absolutely, National Human Trafficking Awareness Month. We're talking with someone who's passionate about it, who happens to be the First Lady of the state of Georgia, the wife of Governor Brian Kemp, Marty Kemp. It's baffled me, First Lady, for many, many years, having an awareness of this. Of course, it's big in Georgia. It's big around the world. The numbers are staggering. It's just mind-blowing. And in your opinion, why do you think human trafficking isn't discussed more often in the media, mainstream?
Because it's a hard thing to talk about. I tell people, I tell the team, you can tell me exactly what I can say. It won't, of course, violate any cases that anybody is working on. But, it's a hard topic to talk about. People are like, oh, that doesn't happen here. That happens somewhere else. And it does happen here. And so the more you can I want to maybe say break the ice, that it's okay to talk about. And I want people to want to help others, and they do, that we're going to continue to talk about it and shame it. I mean, well, look, if we have to shame people out of the state to take their ugliness somewhere else, that's what we're going to do. And I'm going to continue to be a cheerleader for that and use my megaphone and speak loudly about it, if you will.
Yes, and thank you so much. Like I said, I have been following your work and initiatives in this, and it really touched my heart and made me feel so good that someone in a high, powerful position like yours is taking time out for the victims, and knowing that Georgia is a really, really big hub for it as well. It's hashtag She Talk. We are on the phone with the First Lady of Georgia, Marty Kemp. I'm going to wrap up, but I want to ask you a few more questions. You talk about Georgia being a great state. What are a few places around Georgia that you love to visit, that you'll say, MalaniKai, you've got to go to these places?
Well, there's a lot of places. We've got so many great places. The girls tell us that we do better on the road, out talking to Georgians, hardworking Georgians, about things that that are important to them. There's some great hot dog places that Brian loves, that we all love. There's actually a great hot dog stand in Dublin, Georgia, that is awesome. And then, of course, just going to North Georgia, going to Savannah and getting some. Amy Porter loves the sea salt caramels down there, having fried shrimp. There's so much just to offer around here. And again, barbecue, pizza, it all.
Everything.
We love it.
Everything.
That's right.
Georgia is everything, says First Lady Marty Kemp.
That's right.
And before we let you go, what's something about First Lady Marty Kemp that might surprise us?
I think people would be surprised to know that my dad did serve in the House from 1976 to 1986. And that I kind of have that experience, I guess, walking around the state capitol, and I'm familiar with bills and things like that. So I wouldn't think that people would know that, and maybe they wouldn't know that I cheered at Georgia. I don't brag about it, even though it is a big accomplishment for me, and I was very proud to do that. And like I said, always a dog, and we've got 3 dogs. Actually, our whole family are dogs, so that's a great thing, I think. I do love Georgia Tech and Georgia Southern and Georgia State and West Georgia and Valdosta State and all the above.
I did not know that you were a cheerleader. I knew about your father because, I did research. I'm talking to the First Lady.
Right.
And I may have read about it, but I think it is something that a lot of people would be surprised to know. So thank you so very much. Thank you for your service.
So I really appreciate it.
Yeah, your service to
Proud
Georgia.
To be here.
And we're going to be watching you. Hopefully we'll get you back on. I want to say you have a great team. You have a lot of gatekeepers, and they're wonderful.
We have a great team.
You have a
That's right.
marvelous team. A lot of gatekeepers.
If you can't get through the gatekeeper, you just call me. I bet they'll let you through, though.
Absolutely.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, First Lady Marty Kemp, for joining us on Word on the Streets, hashtag She Talk, on the #1 news and talk radio station in all of America. You know us because your husband comes on and talks to Shelly all the time. Sometimes you guys are just riding up the street, and there goes your husband. It's like,
he's on the phone.
Yeah, Marty and I just riding up the street, trying to say hello, listening to Word on the Street.
Definitely.
We appreciate it. Thank you so much.
We're here for you.